AI is moving at lightning speed, and if you're a business leader, trying to keep up can feel like, well, a full-time job. We're way past simple chatbots now. We're entering an era where AI is truly going to transform everything. Okay, let's get into what this actually means for 2025. First, let's just kick things off with a number that really sets the stage: 78%. That's the percentage of global companies using AI right now. Now get this, back in 2017, that number was just 20%. This isn't just a slow and steady climb, it's an absolute explosion.
And that really brings us to the main idea here. AI has officially graduated from the R&D lab. It's not a side project anymore, it's a core business driver, right up there with the internet or mobile tech. So the question is no longer if your business should adopt AI, it's how and how fast.
All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to unpack just how much smarter and more capable these new AI systems are. Then, we'll look at how AI is becoming available to pretty much everyone, not just the tech experts. After that, we'll dive into what the new human-AI partnership looks like. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a playbook you can actually use.
Okay, let's start with what's actually new under the hood, because the capabilities are expanding in ways that honestly felt like pure science fiction just a couple of years back.
So, one of the biggest leaps forward is something called agentic AI. Now, instead of just responding to a single command you give it, these systems can take a big, complex goal, like plan our next product launch, or find and fix security vulnerabilities in our code, and then figure out and execute all the steps needed to get it done. It's a total game changer. The virtual employee analogy really is the best way to think about it.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Top analyst firms like Gartner are putting agentic AI at the very, very top of their list. They're actually predicting that by 2028, these AI agents could be making something like 15% of our day-to-day work decisions all on their own.
So you might be wondering, how in the world are they getting this smart? Well, it's all about a new capability for advanced reasoning. See, older AI models were basically just incredible pattern matchers, but the new ones? They use what's called a chain of thought process. They can literally take a problem, break it down step by step, and then show you their work. That's huge for building trust and transparency.
On top of getting smarter, AI is also getting way more perceptive. We're talking about multimodal AI, which can understand the world a lot more like we humans do, through a mix of sight, sound, and text. So just imagine a customer service AI that can look at a photo of a broken product you sent, listen to you describe what's wrong, and then walk you through a solution. It makes interacting with AI feel so much more natural.
Okay, let's switch gears to our second big shift. How this incredibly powerful technology is getting into the hands of way more people than ever before.
The old way of doing AI was, well, it was complicated. It was locked away in the IT department, and you needed specialized data scientists to do anything. But the new way, it's a completely different story. With all these new no-code and low-code platforms, pretty much anyone, from a marketing manager to an HR specialist, can start building their own custom AI tools.
And the scale of this change is just staggering. By 2025, it's estimated that 70%, that's 70, of all new applications are going to be built using these democratized tools. What that really means is that innovation can now come from anywhere in a company, driven by the people who actually understand the business problems firsthand.
Now, as AI gets easier to use, we're also seeing another interesting trend. We're moving away from a one-size-fits-all model. So while these giant general-purpose models are really impressive, we're finding that smaller models trained on very specific data, like Bloomberg GPT for finance, are often way more accurate and efficient for their specific job. The takeaway here is that better is often better than bigger.
So this all leads to a really critical question, right? With AI becoming so powerful and so accessible, how do we actually work with it? Well, the focus is shifting away from simple replacement and toward true collaboration. The best way to think about it is that AI is becoming the ultimate co-pilot. Look at it this way. AI can take on the 80% of our work that's repetitive, drafting emails, summarizing long reports, crunching numbers, and that frees up our time and brain power to focus on the crucial 20%, the strategy, the creativity, the complex problem solving. It's about augmentation, not just automation. But of course, this powerful new partnership doesn't exist in a vacuum. Governments all over the world are scrambling to regulate AI. You've got the EU's Big AI Act setting a global standard, and new laws are popping up everywhere from the US to Canada to China. This means AI governance is no longer just a nice-to-have, it's an urgent business priority.
And here's the thing that should probably keep you up at night.
There's a huge gap right now between how fast these rules are coming and how ready companies are. Less than half of businesses are actually prepared for the regulations that are already on the books. So you have to ask yourself, is my organization ready for what's coming?
So, with all these massive changes, smarter AI, wider access, and a whole new world of rules, what should you actually be doing about it? Let's distill it all down into a clear, actionable playbook.
All right, so what does this all mean for you? Number one, it absolutely has to start at the top. Your leadership team needs to be fluent in AI. Second, it's about your people. Investing in training and upskilling isn't optional. Third, please, don't just chase the latest shiny AI trend. Your strategy has to solve your unique business problems. And finally, and maybe most importantly, build everything on a rock-solid foundation of responsible AI and good governance. Don't wait until you have a problem.
At the end of the day, it really all boils down to this. The AI revolution isn't on the horizon, it's here, right now. And it is drawing a very clear line in the sand between the organizations that are going to adapt and thrive and those that won't. The trends are clear, the tools are getting easier to use every day, and the choice for every single leader is simple. Are you going to lead this revolution, or are you going to be left behind by it?